Vibe coding is coming for engineering jobs. Engineering was once the most stable and lucrative job in tech. Then AI learned to code. What? All right. On 5K screen in Kirkland, Washington, 4 terminals blur with activity and artificial intelligence generate thousands of lines of code, says Steve, a veteran software engineer who previously worked at Google and AWS. Sits back to watch. This is running some tests that is coming up with a plan. I am now coding on 4 different projects at once. Although already I'm burning tokens, right? Okay. Referring to the code generating chunks of text with the large language model, LLM. Learning to code has been seen as a ticket to lucrative, secure career in tech. Now, the release of advanced coding models from firms like OpenAI, Anthropic, Google threatens to upend the notion entirely. X and Blue Sky is bringing with talk of companies downsizing their employee teams, or eliminating them altogether. Bum bum bum. AI can write code now. What happens to engineers? Engineers. Okay. When ChatGPT debuted in late 2022, AI models were capable of auto-completing small portions of code. A helpful, if modest step forwards that serve to speed up the software's development. As models advance and gain agentic skills that allows them to use software programs, manipulate files, access online services, engineers and non-engineers alike started using tools to build entire apps and websites. That is pretty correct, yes. And they came out with the term vibe coding in February to describe the process of developing software by prompting an AI model with text. The rapid progress has led to speculations and even panic among developers like moi, who fear that most development work could soon be automated away in what could amount to jobs apocalypse for engineers. We are not far from a world. We are not far from a world. I think we'll be there in 3 to 6 months. 3 to 6 months. Where AI is writing 90% of the code. Dario Amodei, CEO of Anthropic, said at a consult in foreign relations events in March. And then in 12 months, we might be in the world where AI is writing essentially all the code, he added. But many experts warns that even the best models have ways to go before they can automate. They have ways that they can automate a lot of the coding, while future advancements might unleash AI. Developers. Wow. An economist at MIT who studies how AI affects employment says that it's possible that software development work will be automated, similar to how transcriptions and translations jobs are quickly replaced by AI. He noted, however, that advanced software engineer is much more complex and will be harder to automate than routine coding, right? Routine coding. He adds, the picture might be complicated by the elasticity and the demand of the software engineer. The intent to which to market might accommodate additional engineering jobs. If demand for software were like demand for colonoscopies, okay, No improvement in speed or reduction in cost will create mad rush for the obviously, right? Nobody wants to run to go want to do one of these, right? Yeah, so they're writing a book called Vibe Coding by with another expert developer, Gene Kim, that lays a lot of potentials and the pitfalls of the approach. So they're going to be talking about potentials and pitfalls, the pitfalls of vibe coding, but through a book. It's going to be right. So another company. So they're betting that this is how all programming will be conducted by the end of the year. And if you're not doing it, you're just walking in a race. Okay. Today coding message aboard a full example of byte coding divine. The byte coding divine. Today, coding messenger boards are full of examples of mobile apps, commercial websites, and even multiple player games, all apparently byte coded into being. Experienced coders like this guy here can give AI tools instructions and watch AI bring complex ideas to life. Several AI coding startups, including Cursor, Windsurf, have bringing a wave of interest into the approach. OpenAI is widely rumored to be in talks to acquiring Windsurf. So this came out when? Anyways, it came out today. This came out today. Today at 6:30 a.m. in the morning. Where was I? Back over here. Right. At the same time, obvious limitation of generative AI, including the way models are dangerous new fad. Martin, a computer science and a general partner at here, which is a board cursor. AI is great at doing dazzling things, but not good at doing specific things. Okay. So there's a debate, right? There's a little commotion debate between what they're saying here, what they think they're stating. So these two people are saying, right, by coding shifts are less than the replacement and abstraction, mimicking the way that the new language like Python built on top of lower. Come on. So now they're trying to compare bytecoding to what a programming language is and see. No, like, I don't like this analogy a little too much, but sure. Fair, I guess. Bad vibes. So those dabbling in the field often report running into problems, including introducing foreseen security issues. Obviously, if you're bytecoding, and what they're doing with bytecoding is that they're essentially just allowing the LLM to righteously come up with whatever, and in their IDE like Cursor, Windsurf, VS Code, and what they do there is they just allow it to run, literally allow all permission to allow all, and literally they just tell it, okay, go build me this, go build me that. But most of the people that are using these Vibe tools or using these LLMs to generate the code for them are actually not engineers, are actually not coders, are just people that they're not even junior developers. But hence, since now with AI, the opens have open more broadly for these emerging engineers or emerging vibe coders as they're being called now, because they're not engineers now, we're close. But sure, I mean, it's not that they're not nowhere close. Sorry, that's not even the what I'm trying to per se, right? Like there's a good and the bad, as you can see in this article here. But again, that's just my opinion, and I'm not trying to put my 2 cents. This is Wired.com, and we're trying to read what they're saying in this article from today, June 12th, They posted this at 6 a.m. in the morning. It's funny enough. I was talking about bytecoding for a little while, and I've been wanting to do a video about this. So I was like, sure, let's see what they're talking about, and it's brand new and fresh. So let's continue here. Whoa. So AI tools will do everything for you, including fuck up. That's a given. He says you need to watch them carefully like toddlers. Yes, yes, that's very true. Impressive. Shocking problematic. So undoubtedly, AI will change the way code is produced, says Daniel Jackson, a computer science at MIT, who is currently exploring how to integrate AI into a large-scale development. So, right, he right now he's trying to see what is the best way for large software development. Big. This is a lot of lines of code, right? Like not just. So he's trying to figure out what will be the best way because right now we're in autocomplete mode. So this even agentic, as they call it right now, all these agentic and these agents cannot output this. They will hit a limit. Like, and what you anyways, so I don't even want to talk too much about this, but essentially yes, like this, right? Like, they won't, not yet, but so, but it wouldn't surprise me if we were for disappointment that the hype will pass. So he's in the hopes that until they figure out a better way for digestion and ingestion without consuming too many tokens. Right. But anyways, Jackson asks that bytecoding falls down when anyone is building serious software. There are almost no applications in which mostly works is good enough, he says. As soon as you care about a piece of software, you care that it works right. And this is correct. Like the whole idea of being a software engineer, you don't want to build something that's fragile. And, the derivative of bytecoding out of the box is you allowing this thing that actually has been trained from a bunch of repos, not even your style on how you should be coding, and you're not even a coder yourself, and you are wanting to get Airbnb type of application. And yeah, so anyways, back to the article over here at hand. Many software projects are complex and changes to one section of the code can cause problems elsewhere in the system. Experienced programmers are good at understanding the bigger picture, Jason says. A large language model can reason their way around those kinds of dependencies. So right now the scope is still very small. Jason believes that software development might evolve with modular code bases and fewer dependencies to accommodate AI blind spots. So essentially what they're going to have to do is turnkey all the big monolithics into very small applications, which essentially that's what we should be doing. Like we don't need the big complexity stuff. Let's just focus on, essentially that's what it's going to drill down to. Focus on small tooling, focus on that Cypher, focus, directive rather, task specific agent, not agentic yet. So like, but anyways, moving on. Yeah, obviously. So not only we'll have massive of broken code, full security vulnerabilities, but we'll have new generation of programmers incapable of dealing with those vulnerabilities. So, hi, more work for me, not less. And this is actually going to be easy work for me because I can write an agent. You see, I can write an agent to fix this. Hence, it'll be something very specific. And I don't care what the code base is. He'll have the understanding in a high level task high level. Now, I don't care what the programming language is. My agent will be able to solve it. And that's what agent should be. Not this. Let me go. But anyways, moving on. Tools. Learn to code. Even firms that have already integrated coding tools into the software development process say the technology remains far too unreliable for wider users. Christine Jen, CEO at Honeycombs, a company that provides technology and monitoring performances of large software systems, says that the projects are simple, like building component libraries, or are more bendable to using AI. Even so, she says the developers at her company who use AI in their work have only increased their productivity by about 50%. She adds that anything requiring good judgment, where performance is important, or where the resulting code touches sensitive system of data, AI just frankly isn't good enough to be adaptive. The hard part about building software systems isn't just writing a lot of code, she says. Engineers are still going to be necessary, at least today, for owning that creation, judgment, guidance, and direction. So she still wants the developers to hang around to fix what the LLM is outputting. No. This is the problem with what they think we should be doing. Somebody determining what the engineer should be doing and how they should be using AI, when it's just a tool for engineers. Allow the engineers to use them how they want to. But, that's the whole idea. It's like, if you're a carpenter, you're going to say no. Sure. Anyways, moving on. This is a pretty good article. Others suggest that shifting workplace in the workforce is coming. We're not seeing less demand for developers, says over here. We're seeing less demand for average, low-performing developers. If I'm building a product, I could have needed 15 engineers, and now maybe I only need 20 or 30, says Navi Rao, VP of AI in Databricks, a company that helps large businesses build their own AI systems. That is absolutely real. Rao says, however, the learning to code should remain a valuable skill for some time. It's like saying, don't teach your kid to learn math. He says, understanding how to get the most out of a computer is likely to remain extremely valuable, he adds. The veteran coders believe that most developers can adapt to the coming wave. In their book on vibe coding, their pair recommend new strategies for software development, including modular code bases, constant testing, plenty of experimentation. And he says that using AI to write software is evolving into his own slightly risky art form. It's about how to do this without destroying your hard disk and draining your bank account. So let me repeat that. It's about how to do this. It's about how to do this without destroying your hard disk and draining your bank account. That's how you conclude an article. That's why he wrote the book, and that's why he's writing by coding the book. It's actually gonna come out in December, this year. So, sure, grab it. Let's look at the comments. No, it isn't. By coding is trash. That creates trash code. Any company that will use this output in a production environment won't last very long at all. There are definitely small and select uses for AI in coding and engineering jobs, but it needs to be for a talented coder engineer with experience to check and modify and implement it. And it's not going to be replacing anyone except maybe interns anytime soon. This headline is FUD, and I expected more from Wired. Boom, boom, boom. That was what Joe Moma 12 hours ago. it lacks. They didn't learn to code. They stole code that was already written, meaning the LLMs. So he's quoting this message from the CEO of Honeycomb, stating how using AI they increase 50% of their productivity, which is huge. 50% is huge. Essentially, yeah, you could do right. That's one of the benefits, and by just promoting his own stuff. So essentially, they wrote this here because they're promoting their vibe coding book here. This is what the guy is going to be coming here in fall 2025. Building production grade software with Gen AI, chat agents, and beyond. Uh, awesome. So what do you guys think? What do you guys think about this? Um, is vibe coding actually, you know, how they stated here? Vibe coding is coming for engineer jobs. I'm not sure. I started creating content, so am I getting replaced by AI when I'm writing AI? I will eventually. Like, I'm not scared. Maybe you should be.